I have royally fucked up. I mean, probably the worst I ever have. And I cannot be more thankful to a friend of mine who's called me out on it. And this is the wisdom of counsel, of the people that you surround yourself with. Are they just your hype men who tell you you're just great all the time? And it's the problem that I've really fucked up on is my bad communication skills. And it has fucked me over so many times in the past, but I have not recognized it as such a bad fault because I didn't understand what I was doing so morbidly wrong. In fact, I didn't even understand what I was doing was wrong. When someone gives you their phone number, especially these hyper successful people that I hang out with on a very weekly basis, you have to fucking answer. You don't just never answer their text message. I personally have never saw an issue of that. And this friend, he brought me to an incredibly important networking event that he put his ass on the line to get me to because he thought that it would be a valuable mutualistic relationship between people. And these were some of the wealthiest people I'd probably ever met in my entire life. And I had a great conversation, a great connection with them. And one of them had texted me. And I acknowledged the text but did not answer. Then he texted me again, telling me that he had another opportunity to go to a super high-end place with him. And I was busy, but I didn't fucking text him back and tell him, hey, I can't go. I appreciate the invite, but I already have pre-committed plans. And then he fucking texted me again on the Monday and said, hey, I would love to move forward with our conversation we were having and potentially working together. And I didn't fucking answer because I was busy, and I said, well, I'll get to that another time. That is unacceptable, period. That is absolutely unacceptable, zero tolerance. If you can't handle your text messages, figure out a fucking solution because that is not okay. And everyone's listening to this saying, of course, Josh, you're a fucking sped. But for me, I knew that was bad, but I never saw it as that big of a problem until I got called out on it, saying, dude, you've burned this bridge. I just got dinner with this guy, and he said that I just don't have what it takes. You either have it or you don't, and I've fucked up too bad. And that is 100% my fault. This is the biggest problem that I have right now. I've lost one client over this. A client that I actually thought had fucked me over. This was someone who, we had an agreement. I never got paid for what it was that I did. There was a lot of issues involved with it, but I'm now going to refrain myself and put myself in their shoes. Even though I was doing work the entire time, I was hiring people, I was doing things, my communication ability was not good. So looking back, what would have I done differently as a learning experience so this doesn't happen again? I would have updated them on every micro thing that was going on throughout the process. Hey, I just hired this person that is going to be doing this for you guys. I'm super excited to be working together. Here's the work that they've already done. Hey, just an update. Here's what my team is currently working on to hopefully show you the best results. Hey, I'm glad that we're moving forward with these contracts. I think that we're going a long way. Constantly updating them on the progress of the work that is actually being done so they know that you are doing something. If you don't update on what they're doing, they assume you're doing nothing because that's what most people do. So if you're someone who actually takes full accountability for your life, that is my fault. I don't actually think they fucked me over anymore. I think I fucked myself over by being an absolute retard and not communicating with them as properly and professionally and effectively as I need to. This was the single biggest wake-up call that I've had in a significant period of time because this is really what I'm fucking up right now in life. Not necessarily, not like, it's not life or death situation. Regardless of what happened, I think my business is going incredibly well. I still have more demand than what I could ever dream of. It's just from a respect level. I mean, these people are gracious enough with their time where if they give you their phone number, they are expecting the courtesy where if you text them to get a response. And when I think about it, every single one of these successful people, if I text them every single time they respond, there's never been a case where they hasn't. haven't. And there's tons of people that I don't respond to, which is just a low-class effort. And so what is the solution? Either don't give my fucking phone number to people and give them my email and have an assistant manage that. And that is what I know a lot of people that's what most of my friends do that are very successful, is if they don't want someone to have their phone number, and they are in the position to do so, they say, I'm sorry, I'm terrible at texting back and I don't want to be disrespectful to you, which is why I hired someone to do this full time. And they know my schedule so much better than I ever will. Please message this person. And that's their assistant. That's what Robert does to me. Even though he texts me and I text him all the time, he still says the best person to reach out to is his assistant, because that is the highest likelihood of him getting back to me. So what's the learning lesson here? I actually think there's two. I have blind spots. Everyone has blind spots that you don't even know that you have until you have a wake-up call. And when you're in a position where you take 100% accountability for your life and assume that everything's your fault, because that is the assumption that I'm always under. If something goes wrong, it is because of something that I've done in the past. I used to play quite a bit of chess back in the day. I was never exceptional or really that good at all. It was like a fad that I did for about a year, and I tried to grow my ELO, which is just the rank as high as possible, and I'd practice and I'd study different openings and I'd study different games. But anyway, every single game, if you moved a piece and you lose, at some point it is 100% your fault for making a mistake, not being good enough, not foreseeing the future better and anticipating the moves. The reason why you lost is 100% your fault, and there is nothing that you can do about it. That is the exact same way I approach life. And you could say it's extreme, which it absolutely could be, but it serves me very well. All these times people have messed me over, you could look at it and see that they are scummy people and that they are just a fucking retard and they're just douchebags. Or you could say, what did I do to make them do that to me? Because if you just get robbed on the side of a road, obviously, I'm not talking about that. From the positions that I've been in, I could have had legal work in place. There are many things that I could have done to prevent myself from being burned in ways that have cost me an exceptional amount of money, an exceptional amount of time. I could have had contracts in place. I could have had better communication ability, so some of this stuff never happened. There is always something that I could have done to make this better, to prevent that from happening. And you're obviously never going to be perfect, and you're obviously always going to fuck up tons of times. It's just, these small things matter. And if you don't learn and improve from them, I just don't see a long-term path of massive amounts of growth. And I live my life incredibly extremely. I would suspect most people would not want to live the way that I do, where I work most of every single hour, and I want to put as much pressure and stress on myself as humanly possible, because I want to grow a pretty large business. And I'm trying to do this as quickly and as slowly as humanly possible, which is weird to even phrase it as. The other learning lesson is you have to find your blind spots, and you need to have people that can call you out on those blind spots. You don't want hype men around you. It's a disease having just people that are sucking you off at all times of every single day being around you. You need people that are gonna say, dude, you fucked this up. And that is the most valuable thing someone can do for you. And if you have those people in your life, you should take criticism and be happy for it. Whenever I'm with Ken, I always ask him, Ken, what am I doing wrong? What can I improve on that will allow me to show better results for you? I actually ask that question probably once every other month, because I genuinely just want to get better and better and better. And criticism, although it hurts, don't get me wrong, it hurts when someone says, you are doing this really bad. Of course you feel that, but then you just improve. And the only way to really improve is from feeling that pain prior, because you acknowledge that you're actually doing something wrong. And for me, it is blatantly clear that is my communication ability in all regards of life. It doesn't mean I'm a bad talker. I mean, I'm bad at communicating with people and getting back to them. And that has fucked me over many times recently that I haven't even been knowledgeable about. The other thing that I've really been fucking up is I've been talking about people on this channel that don't necessarily want to be talked about. Super rich people do not want to be talked about. And so I need to be much more vague in the words that I'm talking about, because I don't really give a fuck about this channel. I care about the friends that I've made and the people that I get to hang out with because of the unique situation that I'm in. And right now I'm helping some of the largest business owners in the world with their online brands, and they will tell me stuff helping me. They don't want me telling everything that I do on YouTube. And so I can elude the overall messages that I've received from them, but I can't keep doing what I've been doing. Some of the stuff I'm doing, people don't want to be shown on video. It's just a low-class move on my end that I'm just thankful I've been called out upon, because I've not even been aware that it's a big problem of mine, and I'm very thankful for having people that will call me out on this stuff.